Welcome. We are glad that you can join us today for the NTTV News at noon. I'm Jessica Oswald from the University of North Texas in Denton. It's such a beautiful day today in Denton, a much needed change from the rain and severe weather we've been experiencing during the last few weeks. I'm so happy to see the sun. Today's top stories focus on UNT will soon launch the institutions of research. Experts will combine their knowledge on projects that create strong platforms for research between disciplines. These partnerships will create solutions and contribute to North Texas region's economic growth. And design students at UNT are completing a class project by upcycling products while helping out the Denton County Friends of the Family. But first, we'll fill you in on everything that's happening inside the UNT Media Library.
The Media Library is basically the place you go to get your media, any kind of media. We have like movies, we have DVDs, we have all kinds of games as well. We have things for PS4, PS3, PS2, Wii U, GameCube, all kinds of stuff. And most of them are provided, most of the game consoles are provided here at the Media Library. We also have PC computers, and the computers have alien computers, meaning that they work really well with games like Dota or anything like that. We have really just like you can't even imagine how many DVDs and movies that we have available. We also have a lot of film that we have archived, like actual 16mm film that we digitize and try and get out to teachers or students or anyone as a faculty member at UNT that can come in and want to watch this stuff. I actually started working at the Media Library just a few weeks ago. It was about a week that school started, and as soon as I got here, I was looking forward to the job before I even came to the Media Library, but I didn't realize just how much stuff there is and how students can really take advantage of all that it offers just to entertain yourselves, or just if you're a film major, if you're really interested in film, you can just really watch whatever you want and get it from the Media Library. They also have like VHS and DVD players if you don't have that available, so I enjoy working here. Here at the Media Library, we host a lot of different kinds of events. There's a room that anybody can rent out for any type of event. Usually we have screenings for different types of themes, like we have a lot of feminist group screenings, or we had one earlier about Muslims, and we had just all kinds of stuff about different themes, and anyone can come in, and if they want to screen something, they're more than welcome to if we can fit it and put them in the room. We also have things called a gaming event. A Game On is what it's called, and basically that's when anyone that wants to play with the games, whether it's like board games or like the electronic games, they can come here, and we have food and snacks, and they can just come in and enjoy their time.
The UNT Media Library is open until 10 p.m. on the weekdays and 6 p.m. on the weekends. But if you still want to play, you can check out any game console or game controllers, such as this, and play as much as you want. For NTTV News, I'm Jessica Oswald. And now to a story about breast cancer awareness and how it's portrayed in not only the Denton community, but as an international aspect as well.
October is known widely for many reasons: Halloween, the beginning of fall, but most importantly, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. According to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, breast cancer is the most frequently diagnosed cancer among women in 140 of 184 countries worldwide. Globally, breast cancer now represents 1 in 4 of all cancers in women.
It sounds bad, but it's like normal now because I've just been hearing about it since I was little. Like my grandmother died when she was 44, and that was my dad's mom. She died when she was 44 from breast cancer.
Communities around the world, and more specifically in Denton, are coming together to show their support for breast cancer victims.
We felt we could make a difference, even if it wasn't going to be huge. It would be something that we could do. We're all about embracing causes in the community at large.
No matter who you are and where you are in the world, it's important to know that anyone can be affected by breast cancer.
So I think that definitely everyone should be aware all over the world, and they should do what they can to be sure that they're healthy, that if they do get detected for cancer or they feel like they're sick or anything, that they go in and get the test and things like that.
You can go to the Breast Cancer Research Fund or Susan G. Komen websites to see how you can help the fight against breast cancer. For NTTV News, I'm Jessica Oswald. We'll be back in a moment to talk with a UNT student about their time here at the university and their plans for the future. Hi, and welcome to NTTV News. I'm Jessica Oswald, and I'm joined here today with Travis. We are going to talk about UNT and his life here and some of his hobbies. So tell us, how has been your life here at UNT?
It's been really well. I've really enjoyed the 3 years that I've spent here. This is my last semester of my junior year, so I've been here for about 3 years, and I've really enjoyed it. It's a smaller college campus, which I really like. I came from a smaller school. So the last thing I wanted was to go to a giant school that had a big campus, because I would have felt really out of my element. So I made the right decision coming here, and I feel very comfortable here.
And tell us what your major is.
My major is converged broadcast media, which is pretty much, I want to get into sports broadcasting, and so that's pretty much like the broadcasting in general.
And what's your favorite class?
My favorite class I've ever taken was probably public speaking, just because I like to talk in front of people. I like to talk, period, really. And that just like made me more comfortable talking in front of people, just because it was more of a get up and talk about something you don't really know much about, and then still feel comfortable about it. So it really made me feel more comfortable. I know I've said that a lot, but it really did. And I'm really excited to take a sports broadcasting class, hopefully next semester and the semester after that.
Mm-hmm. And you said you wanted to get into sports broadcasting. Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite athlete?
My favorite athlete, man, I really like Michael Young. He played baseball for the Rangers, just because he was such a classy guy on and off the field. He won all kinds of different awards off the field, like the Roberto Clemente Award, which goes to pretty much the best guy, like the best guy off the field. And plus, he was just a selfless guy. He played shortstop, second base, third base, first base, even a little DH. So I just felt like he was a leader that the Rangers really needed at a time when they really needed a leader. And God, he was such a good ball player at the same time too. It's a weird combination to have that good of a player and that good of a guy off the field too.
And that's actually all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. I had a lot of fun.
All right. Have a good day. Bye. Ever wanted to know more about your UNT professors? We sat down with UNT's own Professor Frances Perkins to get a small look into her life. So state your name.
I'm Frances Perkins, Frances Perkins.
And what is your job here at UNT?
I am an adjunct lecturer in radio, TV, film, CBCM. 11 years, actually. I've been teaching at the university level for 11 years, but this is my first semester at UNT. I worked at the University of Wisconsin system, first at University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, and then at two different other University of Wisconsin campuses, smaller ones that you haven't heard of, UW-Fond du Lac and UW-Fox. Yeah, it's a really big system, lots of campuses. I was a producer. I worked in Milwaukee for 3 years, producing for a small video production company, and also working as a writer-producer for a TV station. And then before that, I was in New York, and I was a freelance line producer, mostly broadcast promotions and commercials. Prior to teaching, yes. I mean, I've been a producer the whole time I have been teaching, so I never stopped producing. We've always had a production company on the side, or done movies on the side, or, I mean, the way I like to think about it is that I do what I teach first, and I teach what I do second. So it's actually taken me a long time when I get asked the question, what do you do? It's taken me a long time to say I'm a teacher, because I don't think about myself that way. So far, the students are the best part of UNT. I mean, everyone is in the major. They're doing what they want to do. And I had been previously teaching a lot of gen eds, so they didn't know what they wanted, or they were just getting their fine arts requirement out of the way. And so I love it that I can geek out with you guys and talk about things, and you are at least kind enough to listen to me, as opposed to it being biology majors and chemistry majors and English majors who really don't care. and they're just taking their intro level class and getting out of the way. So I love being in a major and teaching hands-on production. That's what I do. It's what I love. So that's the best part. You know, it's interesting. The class that I have loved the most over the years is the farthest afield from my area of expertise. It's called the Humanities, Culture, and Values. And I know that sounds weird because it was humanities, culture, and values. What does that mean? And what I realized is I did humanities through the arts is how I approached it, and that art is what shows us that we're human. And so I would have classes of firefighters and early childhood education majors. It was an online class. I had people from all walks of life, and they had to come into this class and think about art and culture and how it made us human. It was fantastic. You had people who clearly never think about art ever in their lives, admitting that they're surrounded by it and that it affects everything they do. And so it has become my favorite class I've ever taught, even though and I skewed it towards media, because that's my thing. But we talked about painting and sculpture and architecture. I mean, all the stuff that I've never been trained in, but once you start applying it to the fact that culture and art are what make us human, anybody can get into it. And so I would make them look around their home and find something that was artistic that they loved. And they'd say, I don't have any art in my house. And I would say, yes, you do. Look around. And then they'd find something, a paperweight, a vase, a picture, anything. And they'd be like, oh, that's art? And like the billboard on the highway you drive by, that's art. So it was just letting them explore something that they felt like they had no connection in, and everyone realizing that they did. And the best of the lot were the firefighters. I had a cohort once. Almost everyone in the class was a firefighter. And I learned so much about them, and they learned a ton about themselves. Great class.
Thank you to Frances Perkins for talking to us. Now back to you at the studio. When we come back, we'll be on campus to talk about the new union. I'm here in front of the new UNT union, where we caught up with students to see how they feel about their union.
This is actually my first time to be in here, so I'm just kind of been checking it out, walking around. It's actually really nice. There's a Chick-fil-A, and there's apparently going to be a Burger King. Haven't seen it yet, but I've walked around, just kind of checked out all the couches, and there's a lot of plugs for computers, so I'll probably be doing a lot of studying in here. So.
Now, the union isn't finished quite yet, however, it should be next semester. For NTTV News, this is Jessica Oswald. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us here today on NTTV News. I'm Jessica Oswald.